Hi everyone, my name is Anusha Dewan and I am going to give this presentation on worker motivation in the workplace. So, what is motivation? Motivation is defined as the driving force behind an action or behavior performed by someone. Motivation compromises three main factors. It is the cause behind many people's actions, it is the driving factor behind a given goal, and last but not least, motivation is something that keeps your efforts going. Motivation is the key to being successful in any job. If you think about it, all employers want you to be motivated. They want you to be at work, they want you to help customers if it's a service job, and they are looking to hire motivated workers because it will reflect in their company. If you have motivated workers, you have happy customers and you have better reviews. So, a real work related problem. I used to be a server at a restaurant, and our motivation level would play a large role in whether we would get good tips and reviews or bad tips, along with bad reviews about company. For example, I can give you a real situation where there were days where I was really not that motivated, and I would come in, was not happy about being at work. It was towards the time that I wanted to quit. I wouldn't really pay attention to my tables, wouldn't refill their drinks, wouldn't really have that fun conversation. I guess I had a mean look on my face and just wasn't good because I truly wasn't motivated to be with the company any longer. And in return, we would get bad reviews on Yelp. I wouldn't get any tips. I'd have people write me notes saying that I was a bad server at times. But honestly, it was all because I wasn't motivated. But there were days where I was motivated. I would come in, I would have my regulars that always come to see me. I'd be happy. I'd serve them, refill their drinks, and do all that. And, the opposite would happen in return. I'd get large amounts of tips. We'd get good reviews. They'd be so nice to me. And I think this is just a good example. And it really shows how motivation can play into your role as a worker and then the overall role, like for example, the Yelp reviews. So, something that was mentioned in our textbook was this textbook theory. Our textbook described a theory known as McClelland's achievement motivation theory. This theory mainly deals with work motivation and has three main needs for motivation. These include achievement, power, and affiliation. Achievement refers to the drive to succeed in the job that you are doing. You want to show your hard work off and get the job done right. Power refers to being the director and to be a leader. Lastly, affiliation refers to you wanting to be looked in a positive view and for you to really be liked by others for. Um, and that kind of goes back to you want to have friends in your workplace. You want to have people liking you. If you don't, it's not really going to be a fun place to work. You're not going to be motivated to go in because you don't like the people and stuff like that. So the textbook theory continued. So the main point of this theory is that each person has one of these driving factors that lead someone to be motivated. These factors play a key role in how we really act in our environment. If you take each little role and really put it into context, it'll be a good example. So, a research study that I found on work motivation was called The Cognitive Elements of Empowerment, an Interpretive Model of Intrinsic Task Motivation by Kenneth Thomas. This article wanted to see if there was a correlation between intrinsic task motivation and motivational performance at work. So this study was a qualitative study in which the researchers interviewed people about four main intrinsic motivators: sense of impact, competence, meaningfulness, and choice. The results showed that people reported to have felt more empowered and motivated during a task assessment when they received an intrinsic task motivator. Another key finding of this research was that participants stated that they felt more motivated when their bosses gave them more feedback. Now, I would kind of classify this as a correlational study because they were trying to correlate the fact that intrinsic motivators lead to a higher motivation in the workplace, and it clearly shows that it does. So, a solution to unmotivated workers. If I was an organizational psychologist, I would step in and solve the problem of unmotivated workers by training managers to properly intrinsically motivate their employees in order for better performance when it comes to serving customers. Now, we can train the bosses on the importance of intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation can be implemented through positive appraisals of workers and through regular feedback on what is being done right and what is being done wrong. This will allow for the workers to see their potential and will allow for everyone to feel empowered and motivated in the workplace. Another solution that I found and that I thought would have worked in the restaurant business would be a reinforcement theory stated in the textbook. If I were an IO psychologist, I would use positive reinforcers to help motivate the workers. I would set up a sales goal for each week, and the first person to reach the goal by the end of the week would win some sort of prize, like a small gift card or a new pen to take orders with. I remember they would do this at my workplace, and it really worked because everyone wanted to win a free meal, a gift card, even new pens, because as servers, we all know that we really need pens. So that was the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening.